It's funny. Some series are about superstars doing exactly what you expect from them. And then you have series like this one. A young team walks in, they have something to prove and they prove it, but certain members rise to the occasion and others have difficulties. This was such a tight checking series that it wasn't even really about making errors and punishing your opponents on those errors. It was about pumping your legs when you had to and trying to win those battles with every fiber of your being. The Montreal Canadiens and Tampa Bay Lightning took us the distance. 7 games, momentum swings, controversy, and emotion. And in the end, a statement. We have to start shedding that narrative that Montreal is a team ahead of the rebuild and just a team that has arrived. I really did like that narrative though. In this video, I'm going to recap the Montreal versus Tampa series and also look forward to that Buffalo series. Let's talk about it.
See you in Buffalo, boys.
This wasn't supposed to be easy for Montreal, and it wasn't. You're talking about Tampa, a team with experience, structure, and the kind of composure that usually suffocates younger rosters. And that was definitely the tone that hung over the series. But Montreal didn't fold, and they adapted. Every game, they learned a little something, and they applied it. And they never looked like they were scared or losing confidence. And by the time they reached Game 6, Game 7, there wasn't even really much emotion left. It was all work and putting in the work. Just like this community has been putting in the work, we are so close to 24,000 subscribers. Can you help me get there? Yes, I'm talking to you, Cornelius. If you're already subscribed, don't worry about it. Hit the like button, that helps me out too. You can also comment down below. Tell me who your favorite Spice Girl was. That's a modern reference. So, Game 1 didn't really ease you into anything, did it? The series exploded immediately. Yuri Slafkovsky, hat trick, but not just a hat trick, a power play overtime game-winning goal hat trick.
Point Hudson, down low, Slafkovsky.
If that game had been played in Montreal, the series might have been postponed. There would have to have been like a disaster relief effort in Montreal. Slafkovsky looked like a player that Tampa needed to shut down. And I do think they made a concentrated effort to do that because every touch he had that game felt dangerous. Every chance felt like it might end up in the back of the net. But Tampa didn't go away in that game. They kept pushing. They pushed it to overtime. And maybe looking back now, we should have thought, hey, this is what the entire series is going to be like. But there's part of me saying that we're going to have some wild games and we're going to have some calm games. But yeah, it should have been a clue. Montreal takes Game 1. The message is clear. This is going to be a war. Game 2 is when things started to get emotional. Straight from John Cooper's book of That's Hockey, Baby, he gets his guys to create chaos. Tampa responds, but not just on the scoreboard. They also respond physically. Hagel and Slafkovsky drop the gloves. It's not just a game anymore, it's starting to get personal. You could feel the temperature rise after that, obviously. Every hit was harder, every puck battle lasted longer, and in Game 2, Tampa takes it in overtime. A heavy, physical, relentless game, and it carries on into Game 3. Game 3 might be the purest example of what this series was. Tight, structured, suffocating. There was no space out there. Every inch of the ice was contested. If you had the puck, you knew you were milliseconds away from meeting your opponent. And again, we go to overtime. 3 games in, they can't separate each other by more than 1 goal. Even in overtime, it's tough. But when Montreal needed a hero, Lane Hutson was there.
He'll try and turn away from point. Swivels it back. Lane Hutson.
I mean, that makes sense. He's the guy. If you need space, if you need time, if you need room, he can get it. Hutson pinches and does an aggressive offensive play, and the puck finds its way past Vasilevskiy. It was a game where you had to find the smallest openings and then take them. Game 4 is where it got maybe uncomfortable. Crozier lands a hit on Slafkovsky. This could have been a narrative. Heavy hit, clean enough to count, although looking at it again, I'm not sure if the officials made a wise choice in not reviewing this. But did Montreal react? No, I think they immediately showed maturity here in this very game. But Tampa did feed off this. They ride the momentum and then they tie the series. 2 games apiece, game 4. And for me, honestly, both teams at this point were showing the same characteristics. Skillful, experience, maturity. Neither team is backing down. And then game 5, speaking of maturity, Montreal could have came back to this game rattled, but they respond.
Bouncing on the puck, and he fired that. A rebound and It's Brendan Gallagher!
It was a controlled, disciplined game. And although they didn't outmuscle Tampa, they executed. Shorter shifts, smart plays, timely choices. Montreal wins game 5, they reclaim the series lead. So with 1 win away, it's not about proving whether or not they deserve to be there anymore. It's about whether or not they can close this. And that's where we go into game 6. The goalie duel all series long was a narrative, but it came to a head here. Dobes versus Vasilevskiy. Neither are giving an inch, shot after shot, denied, stopped, big save. The Bell Center was buzzing, they wanted a big win to celebrate, and the tension couldn't be any higher. A good game, a frustrating game, but a good one. They go into overtime, tied at 0. In overtime, Tampa finds a way toward the net, and they win it, 1-0. A heartbreaking loss for the Canadiens, who really wanted to just seal the deal at home. But the lesson of this game is that you don't win by being the better team for 60 minutes. You win by being better in moments. So on to game 7. And this was the outlier. Everything on the line, and somehow the game flips the script entirely. Tampa controls play. They carry possession. They push. Montreal, all game long, 9 shots. 9 shots on goal. You can't win with 9 shots on goal. Or can you? Like I said, you don't win by being the better team for 60 minutes. You win by being the better team in those moments. Because when it mattered most, Jakub Dobes, he shut the door again and again and again. The chances that Montreal did get, they buried them. And that's not luck. That's professional athletes understanding exactly what kind of series they're in. Newhook's goal, that was built off the back of hard work. That's my series recap. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to talk about 3 players that really impressed me this series. I'm going to start with Jakub Dobes because I don't think that's going to surprise anyone. The backbone, the reason they survived, the reason they advanced, really. He provided goaltending that we haven't seen since, I'm not going to mention the names, but you probably have a couple in mind. And usually when people say things like that, it aggravates me a little bit, but the numbers don't lie. I can't overstate how good Jakub Dobes was in this series.
Hard, and we were lucky today, so I'm happy for the win. Another night. They're watching it. Thanks very much.
He truly deserves a ton of respect. Second star, this probably isn't going to surprise anyone either. Lane Hutson, young defenseman. He had the offense that was kind of missing in this series for the Canadiens. A difference maker every time he touched the ice, and he pulled in tough minutes as a 22-year-old. 22, right? Penalty kill minutes, big minutes in overtime. We're not going to talk about the power play, but yet he played on the power play. He continues to be a game changer. He can control the game, and there's a good argument that he might be the most important player on the entire team. And my third star is a blue-collared worker that I have written off time and time again and was scratched. He's been scratched. Zach Bolduc, 1 goal, 3 assists, +5, the highest plus minus on the team. He was quietly one of the most reliable players on the team this series. He has a really good resting level for his compete. My criticism of him is he doesn't know timing, but he found it in this series. And the reason why I think he was successful was his level of compete. He's always playing way up here, and usually the tone of the game might be, around here, or sometimes it gets a little bit higher. But because this playoff series was so intense, it was up here with Zach. He matched the tone. He knew his missions. He forechecked hard. He backchecked. He played with a level of urgency that this series demanded, and that's why he makes it in as one of my stars. So now going into the Buffalo series, what have they learned and what is going to be the keys to success for the Canadiens? Well, what we've learned from Buffalo is that they are extremely hot right now and have been for the past while. Sort of an enigma. Jarmo Kekalainen goes into Buffalo, doesn't really touch a thing, and the team ignites. They began playing like what people assume they should have been playing like for the past 4 years, but they've already been shaken. Their starting goaltender, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
So the correct way of pronouncing my name is Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
It's Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and a lot of people have been asking how to pronounce my name, and it's Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Has been chased out of the net. Alex Lyon has taken over. He is an excellent backup goaltender, and he's like a relief goalie. He can get hot and he can stay hot. And I think he's currently on a hot streak. But how long does that ever last with him? I think that the Canadiens can shake him. And if UPL makes it back in, I don't have the best opinion about UPL, so I don't know. I think that they could exploit him as well. Famous last words, of course. Montreal did have problems in the Tampa series finding their offense, and that was because of Suzuki, Caulfield, and then Slav after the first game. They were really being looked at as the individuals who needed to start showing up more often. Nick Suzuki didn't get his first goal until the very last game of the series, Game 7. But weirdly, I think that's good. It's not because I think that they're due to become offensively relevant again. I just think that against this Buffalo team, it's going to be a different style of hockey. And because Montreal faced the adversity of facing the Tampa Bay Lightning in round 1, they are currently playing hockey in the right way. If they play like they did against Tampa, they're going to be very frustrating against the Buffalo Sabres. But as Martin St. Louis often says, they play the game that's in front of them. So a lot of me says that we have to see where the chips land. What kind of game is Buffalo going to bring to Montreal? Are they going to create chaos? Are they going to play a physical game? How tight are they going to be defensively? I'm hoping that because of how Montreal played against Tampa Bay, they will be at a higher resting level, that Zach Bolduc level of workmanship. We find out tomorrow. I'm as excited as you, I'm hoping. You can count on me after the game. I'll be uploading a video, of course, recapping the game. It's becoming real. That's going to do it for me tonight. Take care of yourselves. You guys know what to do. Like the video, helps me out with search results, probably with YouTube. I don't know, maybe something like that. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. So close to 24,000 subscribers. And as always, I will see you, Cornelius, down in the comments.
I know that fans were sort of wondering. You had that fight early on in the series. You got that big hit. Like, literally, with your head, how things are.
Well, I think I'm good, you know. I can't really get much dumber. So, I don't know what to say. I'm fine, you know. Didn't really hurt.
He's the best. He's the best.